If you're a passionate home cook, you've probably thought about culinary school or starting your own restaurant or starting a personal chef business at some point. Am I right? Maybe you want to do it for the money because personal chefs make great money, or maybe it's the freedom or, setting your own schedule. You get to be your own boss, make your own decisions, all the decisions for the business, be the entrepreneur. But what might be compelling reasons for not starting a personal chef business? So, it's not necessarily that you shouldn't start a business, but it's important to be aware of the potential challenges and risks, right? Because starting a business requires time, effort, resources, and success isn't guaranteed, right? So it's important that you research and plan before just jumping in. You need to study your area and where you think your potential clients are. And, when there's always the possibility of failure, although to be honest, really not that much with a personal chef business, but I'll get to that later in the video. But having your own business can be emotionally and sometimes financially challenging. So it's important to weigh all these pros and cons and carefully consider if starting a personal chef business or any kind of business is actually the best decision for you. I talk to people every day about starting a personal chef business, and sometimes, believe it or not, the right choice is to not do it. So, here are some compelling reasons that people I've talked to recently decided that starting a personal chef business was not the right choice for them. So, here are just some basic general reasons why this is not the best business for you to start. First, if you don't like to cook. Now, why would someone consider this business if they don't like to cook? I don't know, but sometimes people are just weird like that. They look at it, they look at people who are doing really well, they think, well, I'm smarter than they are, I could do that, but they don't love to cook. And no matter what you pick, there's really no such thing as easy money. So you might as well do something that you want to do, right? So if you don't love to cook, this isn't the best fit for you. I know it sounds obvious because if you're watching this, you do love to cook. But anyway, there's that. So another similar reason, though, might be if you find cooking really stressful. That can be a reason why this isn't a good fit for you. If you are, I'm just going to say it, a bad cook with no desire to get better, this is not the business for you. Now, again, why would you do this? But hey, these are reasons. So, how about something more realistic, right? How about you don't have the resources or time to start and run your own business, okay? Starting a personal chef business actually takes very little to zero startup cost. You can do it and build your business from the income that you actually start bringing in. But if you do not have the time to devote to building your own business, then having your own business is not a good fit. And then here's one that came up recently. If you are not comfortable working in other people's homes, and this is one I'm going to talk about later in the video because that's what a personal chef does, is cooks in the client home, just like a private chef does, even though personal chef and private chef are two different things. Okay. The next reason, you do not enjoy interacting with other people. Maybe talking to people to get them to be a client, maybe working with people who are paying you. They're already your client. Okay, if you don't enjoy working with people, don't work in hospitality or the service industry because that is a lot of the job. And finally, in general, reasons to not start a personal chef business because it might not be a good fit for you is that if you're not able to physically handle the demands of the job, such as standing for hours cooking, maybe carrying some minor equipment. You're not going to have to carry around, 40 pounds of raw flour or whatever, probably, but you're going to be able to need to carry your equipment in if you're bringing your own equipment. You're going to have to stand for hours cooking, and you're going to have to be able to clean. So if you have some physical stuff going on, that part of the business may make it just not a good fit for you. So let's talk just in generalities first before we get into those specifics about reasons that you might want to become an entrepreneur. I mentioned it in the beginning, the common reasons that people want to have their own business are the desire for money, because you can make a lot more money as an entrepreneur than you can in a job. There's the opportunity you have to create your business and actually pursue your passion as opposed to working a job you hate. You get to set up the flexibility of your work schedule. You have the ability to make all the decisions and the business decisions. And there is the potential for greater professional growth and greater personal growth as an entrepreneur growing your own business than there might be in a career path that's a dead end. So those are some general reasons why people are driven to be an entrepreneur and start their own business and build their own business. So finally, let's talk about specific reasons that people have decided that having a personal chef business was not a good fit for them. So I talked to someone recently who, at the end of the day, just could not make up their mind about what they wanted to do with their business. To have a successful business of any kind, you have to be committed to making the decisions. It doesn't matter what services you decide to offer, whether it's meal prep or catering or cooking classes or even all three, but you have to make the decision about what services you're going to offer. You have to make the decision about what kind of food you want to prepare, what your pricing is going to be, what marketing you're going to do. And then, of course, after you make all the decisions, you have to actually do that. But it really helps your business be successful if you decide on goals, you write your business plan with your decisions. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to end up creating a jobby instead of a business. Maybe you've never heard the term jobby before. It's kind of like a job hobby where you say things like, I'm starting a business, I'm doing this, I have this. But what really works is you're kind of spinning around in indecision and never getting going and never getting consistent clients and never taking action on the things that you know you should be doing, or the decisions like your pricing and other things that you know you need to have before you can take clients. So you're never going to be able to get the success and momentum that you want if you don't make those decisions and move forward with them. Another person I talked to recently decided they did not want to start a personal chef business because they found out that they couldn't cook legally out of their home. So nationwide in the US, unless you're working in one of the areas that have MECOs, and I'm going to be putting out a new video on that because they are really starting to spread to other states. It's getting super excited. If you're a passionate home cook who wants to be able to cook something besides bran muffins and chocolate chip cookies out of your home, you are going to want to follow how this movement is getting built and talk to your legislatures. But again, that's another video. So if you don't want to cook in your client's home and you don't live in an area that has a MECO where you are legally permitted to cook that type of food in your own home, then this business is probably not a good fit for you, because the whole point of a personal chef business is that you operate like a personal chef where you're cooking in the client's home, but you have multiple clients. So you might be cooking for one client on Monday, a different client on Tuesday. On the weekends, you might have a small dinner party catering, or you might be doing a series of cooking classes. So again, you're cooking in the client's home, not out of your own. If that's the legal requirement where you live, you're following those because you're a professional, and you don't have a giant big commercial kitchen. If your dream is actually to have a huge commercial kitchen, having full staff under you, having hundreds of clients order online, sending out packaged food and catering big events and weddings, that's great. But that is not typically what a personal chef business is. So, reason number 3, and this last one really is kind of the silent killer. So, home cooks will get the personal chef business set up. You'll get your plan, you'll get your logo, your name, all those beginning decisions that you have to make that may take you longer or shorter depending on how hung up you get on details and how fast you want to get cooking for clients. But you've finished everything you could ever think of that you would need to be able to start taking clients, and then they just post a couple times on Facebook and nothing happens and they don't get any clients, and then they quit. And then they either tell themselves the story, this whole thing doesn't really work, or it doesn't work for them, or it doesn't work in their area, or whatever, or they just don't know how to find clients. So, and this is something also that restaurants fall into a lot of the time, ones that fail. And of course, when you're talking restaurants with overhead and staff and payroll and inventory, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. But you take a passionate person at the end of the day, somebody who wants to cook and is passionate about their food, and they start a restaurant and they don't have the marketing to bring in consistent clients enough to be able to generate that revenue that they need. And that can happen to a passionate cook starting a personal chef business. Having your own business is about a lot more than just the cooking part, sadly. If you are really passionate just about the cooking part and that's all you want to do, my recommendation to you would actually be to get a job where you can show up, you can cook, and you can go home. Because when you have your own business, you're going to need to want to do all those other things that you need to do, like marketing, to get the clients so that you can do the cooking that you're passionate about. And if you really want to be a full-time personal chef business, you only need about 10 meal prep clients. So, do you think in the area you are, wherever it is in the country, no matter how big a city or small a town, rural, north, south, wherever, are there 10 people who want to have a personal chef and are able to pay you the rate that you want to charge for your services, right? Are there 10 people? If you think there are, how many people are you willing to meet in real life or online to get those 10 people? Because once you do that, then you get to focus on the cooking more and just keep a little marketing going so that you can run a wait list so that in case a client moves or whatever, you have an influx there available too. But if you're on the fence and if you're still not sure after this is starting a personal chef business is really right for you, either because maybe you're not sure if your cooking is good enough, maybe you're not sure about the business details of having your own business, or maybe you're worried that you're not going to be able to find people to pay you to cook. Whatever it is, there's a link in the description by this video. You can download my free guide on how to do meal prep for paying clients. It'll walk you through the system of exactly how a cook day works, and you can try it out and see if it's something that you would want to get paid to do. And also, I'm happy to talk to you about it. we can set up a call and I can run you through exactly what you need to do to set up a personal chef business. And if you have concerns that you're not going to be able to get through it on your own, we can talk about working together one on one and in a group program to get you the support that you need to help you get it going within 30 days so you can get paying clients faster. Because I'm telling you, I've been doing this for over 15 years and you can absolutely do this because starting a personal chef business can be challenging, but it is hugely rewarding if you have the passion, the creativity, and the actual just the determination to bring this to life for yourself. Do I believe that you can have a successful personal chef business? 100%. You can turn your passion for food into a successful personal chef business that satisfies appetites and brings joy to people's lives and also makes you great money. So check out that free guide. If you're interested in getting more support on your journey, there's a link there to go to my website where we can schedule a call together because, as I tell you all the time, the clients are out there and they are hungry for what you're cooking.